We're live. What are you drinking?
Walmart brand pineapple coconut water.
Is it good?
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah.
I'm drinking the usual. I got one halfway
J&B?
done, and I got one locked and loaded, ready to
Oh,
go.
jeez.
So, dude, this has been a weird week. This is a week where I didn't pick anything up, and
Weird.
absolutely no news that piqued my interest. But
That matters to you.
do you want to talk about the Severance set? Because it's that thing where I saw it and I go, man, I would really like to have that, but I know I would not enjoy almost anything in that set.
Well, and this is a weird thing to say about a company that I genuinely love, like a lot of stuff that they've put out, but this is what I would say is probably their highest pedigree release ever. If you look, almost every single one of those titles has a higher than 6 rating on IMDb, which for some of these trash labels, that's pretty rare, especially when you're talking about how many feature films are on there.
Is it 14?
No, it's 20.
Also, Vi got a Masters of Cinema release from Eureka.
Yes.
So
I just watched Vi this week, and it's V actually, not Vi.
VIY. Is it good? Is that a good movie?
No, it's not good. It's incredible.
Oh,
it is a genuinely amazing movie. The fact that it came out so long ago and they were able to accomplish what they did, some of the special effects in there are amazing, and it's like kind of campy and great and like fun. And then the last 10 minutes come, and it's a mind-blowing, like, holy God, they just fit everything into these 10 minutes. And it's such a great way to end the movie.
Now, do you have the Masters of Cinema release? Is that how you watch it?
I do. I watched a Severin disc for it. I have the Severin release for it already, and I have the Eureka release for it, just because I'm an idiot. I had the Severin release first, and I'd opened it already, and then the Eureka one got announced, and it has a ton of special features, and it's got the director's original, his first movie, and a whole bunch of short films and all kinds of stuff with it.
Now I'm trying to find where it's at here. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. $170.
Plus 15 for shipping.
So I saw some people upset about that. Is that a big deal, or is that just people being silly?
I don't think it's a big deal because they're going to ship it priority and it's going to be handled well.
Okay.
And it's a heavy bastard. It's 20 discs.
That's a lot. That is a lot. Wait, there's a special edition that's $224?
Yeah, plus 15 for shipping, or plus another 25 for shipping.
What's so special about that one? Just
Severin is a company that releases all kinds of trinkets, and they've got like a deck of tarot cards. They've got a melamine plate in there. They've got like an amulet. They've got a keychain, handful of stuff like that, just to heighten your enjoyment of the release.
Well, for some reason, my computer is not letting me pull up another tab. It's being extra slow today. I ordered new computer parts a while ago, and they're slowly coming in because of the chip shortage. So it sucks that everything is just not in yet, and my computer's still running like shit. But I'll pull it up on my phone, and we can talk about here it is. All the Haunts BRs, a compendium of folk horror containing Lake of the Dead, Il Demonio, V, right? V, Allison's Birthday, Wilkesica.
There's going to be a bunch of names in here you're not going to want to pronounce.
Eyes of Fire, Clear Cut, Lepichish, I don't know. Witchhammer, Tilbury, The Dreaming, Celia, Kadachia, Locust, a manuscript of Professor Wittenbach, Dark Waters, A Field in England, Anchors, Pinda's Fin, and Robin Redbreast. Saw some people say that maybe Blood on Satan's Claw would be included.
Yeah, I'm amazed that it was not included. I love that Dave joined while you were reading that. He probably thinks you're speaking in tongues.
Hey guys, what's going on with Flip speaking in tongues?
Severin had 2 double dips in this set, and a lot of people are surprised there wasn't 3. So they've released V and Dark Waters before this set, and they are also included, which some people are upset about. I'm really not. You've had those years. You've had those movies for years if you bought them when they came out, and they're going to be able to capture new fans. Nothing wrong with that.
But man, Severin just bringing out another box set. And it's that problem, dude. It's the same thing with the Vinegar Syndrome, where it's like, man, I really want that, and I have to like fight back the like the impulse of just buying it right away.
I hate to say it, I think this is one that you would actually really enjoy.
Fuck! Don't say that, Ryan. Don't say that. What was it? The Eurocrypt one. I was like, man, I should probably get that. That looks good. But I didn't. Thank God, because that thing is also stupid expensive.
It was.
But man, 20 discs. So that's amazing.
20 movies on 15 discs, I think.
15 discs. And then it's got a documentary, right?
Yes. And the documentary it's not just a documentary. We're talking extensive, and it's in-house made, and it's at least 3 hours long, I think. And it's won like a bunch of awards already.
Now, is this the reason why their announcements a while back seemed kind of lackluster? Because they seem to be working on this.
The only announcement that's been lackluster is October. It was only 2 titles, and this doesn't even have a date until December 7th, technically. So I don't think so.
Huh. Well,
yeah. I agree with Dave here. Master Chaos, he streamed the trailer for this earlier, and it's about a 10-minute trailer, and in every single movie, the cinematography looks amazing.
Really?
Yes. There's a few black and white movies, but a lot of them, because it's folk horror, a lot of it is like in the daylight, and they're able to frame things beautifully. Really well done in terms of like natural beauty being pulled out on some of these shots, and then the acting looks amazing.
Speaking of natural beauty, that's a good transition into the movie that
we're
going
to. Oh, sorry, the movie's
you. I'm talking about you, right? We watched Deadlock this week. Do you want to talk about anything else that you watched before we dive into Deadlock?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Let me see. I just got a notification on my phone that you're live. I should check.
Give it a thumbs up. Oh, yeah, everyone watching, give it a thumbs up.
Let's see. I finally one that I if you haven't seen, I would kind of be amazed if you haven't, because it is right up your alley, although it does lean towards some horror. Psycho Goreman. Did you watch that last year?
I have not seen that. Everyone tells me to watch it. I loved his what was that? His previous movie.
I don't know anything from him.
Let me see, because I'm pretty sure it's the same guy who did. I can't think of the movie name, but it was like an indie horror, Psycho Goreman. But did you like it though?
It was probably the most fun I've had watching a movie in a few months. It was hilarious. Tons of laugh out loud. Go ahead.
He did The Void in 2016.
The Void, yeah, that makes sense. The best part, though, practical effects that are just astonishing. Nice story all around. Very relatable, even though it's obviously not something that is realistic. If they really wanted it to be, which I've not heard anything about a sequel coming, they kind of did their part to like set up some world building, which is nice. Really decent acting. The kid actor that is like the main character of the show, she's amazing. I've not seen anybody her age act that well and that appropriately in quite some time.
Damn. Well,
it was great.
That's been on my watch list for a long time.
And it's on Shudder. If you got, well, you probably don't have Shudder.
I used to have Shudder. I think I got Shudder to watch. Wasn't 31 a premiere on Shudder? It was like some Rob Zombie.
It might have been.
And I like got Shudder just to watch it for a month, and I ended up watching that Revenge movie about the girl.
Revenge is great.
I think that might be it. Yeah. So I ended up watching that. The only couple standouts from this week that I watched The Green Knight last night.
Nice.
Loved it. Like blown away by how good it was.
Dev Patel was incredible in that, huh?
He is really fucking good. Hello, Kevin Smith Stan, and hello, Andre the Giant.
Which one am I?
Which one do you think? God damn it, I'm Kevin Smith. Fuck. I mean, I was wearing a fucking hockey jersey earlier too. It's a little too on the nose, but dude, Green Knight, incredible.
It really is
incredible. The most realistic cum I've ever seen in a movie. That was really weird. That was a
by a
weird.
long shot. I mean, it was weird, but it fit the tone, and if you've read the poem that it's based off, it fits that very well.
Is that in the poem?
The actual cum is not, but like the attitude of it and the parable that they're using that as a metaphor for. No better way to say that.
Were those people ghosts?
No, they were not ghosts.
They were real.
Yes.
Huh. But it's just odd that he was like, "We've heard of you, like we've heard of your tale." It's very bizarre. It was a good movie though. My wife did not like it. I watched it on Amazon. It was $20. I think it's worth the $20. I'll probably be picking up the 4K when it comes out.
I actually went to the theater for that one. I'm glad I did.
It's beautiful, man. And then who's the guy that plays the actual Green Knight?
I don't even remember because you never see his face.
He's a famous actor.
Yes.
God, I'm gonna look this up, but his voice, it is. Oh shit, where's that? Ralph Ineson. Ralph Ineson. He's been in a bunch of. He was the dad in The Witch.
Yeah.
In the Vivitch or whatever. However you pronounce that damn movie. But
Witch,
that's probably my favorite movie of the year. Not that there's been that many amazing movies this year, but it's probably that, Wrath of Men, and Nobody are like the three that really got me this year. I also watched In a Valley of Violence. Have you seen this?
I have not.
It's got Ethan Hawke, and it's also got John Travolta. It's got.
You really had me at Ethan Hawke, and then I kind of simmered down after John Travolta.
It's directed by Ty West.
Okay, I'm coming back up.
And it's a Western.
I'm coming back down.
Oh man, it's I'm very indifferent about the movie because it just feels like it's trying to say something about the tropes of like spaghetti westerns without actually saying anything, so it ends up just coming off as gimmicky. And Ethan Hawke does a great job. John Travolta actually steals the show. He's in it for a little bit, and he just carries it. It's definitely better than that Fred Durst movie he was in. Which when he goes, what's he say? Poppycock? Poppycock. Have you seen that movie?
I saw. I fell asleep during it.
You want to hear? So when he says poppycock, I actually named my iPhone when I first got it. When I was like 15, I named it Poopycock. For whatever reason. So it's still
sounds like a 15-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah. So I never changed it. So before I met Taylor, I was 22. I was buying a car, and I ended up buying I don't want to flex, but I ended up buying a BMW. And we're at the dealership, and the guy's showing me how to connect my phone. And he's a very prim and proper. Just imagine a BMW dealership guy. Very prim and proper. His name was Art, by the way. His first name was Art. It's very prim and proper. He showed me how to connect my phone Bluetooth to the car, and the car goes connected to Poopy Cock. And he just looked at me and was like, and I was like, I was 15, and he was not impressed. And we were like, come get a pizza. And he's one of those people that held his pizza fucking sideways. Do you ever see people like that?
Nope. Thankfully, I'm not friends with sociopaths.
We'll go hold it flat, right? And we'll give you the pizza, and then they'll go, thanks. And they'll just like put it under their arms and walk. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold it flat.
Of course.
But I mean, besides that, I haven't really watched that much this week. This has been the worst week all year. Like just hands down. Aunt died, funeral, and then work, and someone changed their catheter in our bathroom and tried to hide it. So we deep clean everything every night, and especially since COVID, we deep clean it even more. So we don't let people in, but they were dining outside, and she goes, "Can I use the bathroom?" We're like, "Yeah." And as I'm taking out the trash, I dumped the trash in the big trash, and I noticed there was a fucking just bloody catheter. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I'm done. This week has been awful. I hate this week. I hate everybody. But I did watch Demon Spies, and if you want a fun, if you want a fun, if you want a, if you want a fun samurai-ish movie, it's written by Kazuo Koike, who wrote all the Lone Wolf and Cub movies, Lady Snowblood. He's the mangaka. He's the guy who did the manga for those, but he wrote this weird movie. It's super weird. It's about a clan of they're basically ninjas, but they call themselves demons. And once the head demon trains a group of really good ninjas, he kills himself because nobody should ever know the secrets of the demons. And the story is bullshit. Fat Samurai guy, what's going on, man? The story is absolute bullshit, but there is so many good limbs being chopped off, blood spraying everywhere. It's
nice,
fucking awesome. And I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. I was like, man, this is just so much fun. And luckily I had it in the collection because I have every Animigo samurai film. But tonight we're talking about Deadlock, the latest 4K from it's a new one from Subculture, right?
Yes.
And this is a Vinegar Syndrome partner label. That's my favorite art right there.
I agree.
To use that. Dude, that movie was fun, and it's called Demon Spies if you want to check it out.
There is a little more accurate art as well on the inside.
That one I don't really like.
No, it's very boring.
Did you watch the special features?
I watched like 8 minutes of special features.
Man, the director seems like a fucking cocksucker.
I didn't get that far then.
You should watch some more interviews with him. He just seems like such a he's so full of himself, and he just seems like he's got his head up his ass. I don't know. I did not like him at all.
Is it an old interview? It's not new, is it?
Yeah, it's like older. Well, one's newer.
I was going to say
one's newer.
Because this is 51 years old.
51?
Yeah, this is from 1970.
Holy shit. Damn. I didn't realize it was 51 years old. It's a good movie. Before we start talking about negatives, I do want to say it looks amazing.
It looks pretty good. To me, it did not, of course, it didn't look as good as Django, but obviously that probably had a lot better elements because it was a lot more important of a movie. Deadlock, you have Fat Samurai guy asking there, what's it about? Deadlock is about a guy who is, you start off seeing a guy just walking through the desert, kind of like the beginning of Django, and instead of a coffin, he is pulling a briefcase, and he just collapses, and this random guy is driving by in a truck, which took me out of nowhere. Like, I see he's got a briefcase, and then this guy comes in a truck. I was like, oh, this is a lot more modern than I thought this was going to be.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a straight up, because people are saying it's a good spaghetti Western.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, cowboy days, but.
So he pulls up in a truck, and he sees this briefcase, and the guy that was pulling it, he is collapsed and is fully out cold, and he considers killing the guy and stealing the briefcase. And unfortunately, he decides against killing him, and the guy comes to and takes him hostage, basically, makes him go elsewhere, and the guy takes him to safety and gets him some water, and then the whole story devolves from there, leading to the fact that this one person is going to be coming after them because he's going to want his money because they pulled a job. And what was his character name again? Because that was the funniest part of this movie to me.
I think the funniest part for me is when they open up the briefcase and there's just a fuckload of money and then just random records.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I had to steal all this money, but also I took some 7-inches with me because I want to play some tunes.
So they keep talking about this guy that's going to come after them, and his name is Mr. Sunshine. And the main character in the movie that goes to pick him up, his last name is Dump, and so they just keep calling him Dump throughout the entire movie. So there's Dump, Mr. Sunshine, and then the guy that was out cold at the beginning, he is just the kid. And the best part to me is that there's a pretty great third act in this.
Yes, it drags really bad in the second act.
Oh, yeah.
And I was really starting to get turned off by it. But that third act. Also, this movie, I don't think it was trying to be funny.
Oh, no.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was self-serious enough to understand that Mr. Sunshine and Dump are two hilarious names. But so it's this serious tone. It does kind of, there are some tits in this movie. There's also a full-fledged huge penis in this movie. That guy's cock was massive.
It was pretty big.
It was really big, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? This would be considered what, an acid Western?
Something like that, yeah.
It's very much in tone of El Topo.
Yeah, I could see that. One thing that turned me off at first when I first looked at the art on that slip is that gun looks freaking ridiculous. And then they show it in the movie, and it looks just like that. Yeah. It's just a different type of gun. So he's got like a 6-inch sniper rifle, basically.
I really like the guns in this movie because they're not.
Oh yeah, it was very cool. But the art on here at first, it made it feel like it was a mistake.
Yeah, I don't like. So like we were saying before, I don't like that art, but it did grab my attention. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like now that I've seen the movie, I think the other art should have been the cover.
I agree.
I really like that second art, but man, what a strange movie to give the 4K treatment to.
Right. And for something that's 50 years old, and I don't know if you had, for a 50-year-old Western that I had never even heard of.
Never heard of. And I tend to think I know a lot about Westerns, especially spaghetti Westerns, but this was shot in Israel. Did you know that?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was shot in Israel by Germans. So very strange, but I think the scenery is beautiful.
It's very well done. Surprisingly, it looks a lot like where I grew up in Southern California.
Does it really?
It really does. It looks like the Mojave Desert.
So this movie's not long, but it feels long.
Yeah, God, how long was it actually?
Because it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's only 93 minutes. I felt like it was 93 minutes just in that second act.
I thought that.
What's going on, Jason?
Jason, I love you, man. I thought this movie was like 2.5 hours just by the way it felt. Like it drags, and it drags, but the beginning and the end make it worthwhile. Like, there's also some old lady titties.
Yeah.
Like very not nice ones. Like what the fuck was that?
That's Germans for you.
Yeah, she was a very German woman.
She really was.
She's
like the type of one that you hear is named like Agnes, and you're not surprised.
Yeah, her tits look like they belong to an Agnes.
Yeah,
for sure. But man, it's a hard movie to talk about. Kind of like if you were to try to talk about El Topo, which is probably more. Take care, buddy. We still got to get you on one day. We still got to get him on one day, or maybe we can have us on for a versus episode. Talk about some kung fu or something. But it's a very hard movie to talk about because it's like the story beats are pretty much what you just said. It's very simple,
right?
But there's so much bizarreness to it that it just makes almost no sense. And visually, when it is doing something cool, it's amazing. You're locked in. But that second half, my lord, I wanted to.
And for me, there was not enough of that amazingness at all.
I would have been on my phone, but my phone was like on the other side of the couch, and I was so comfortable. But I wanted to look at my phone. I was like, man, I really wish I had my phone with me.
I am usually not a phone looker during movies, and I really wanted to be during this one.
Did you rate it high?
No.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 3 Letterboxd.
I think I gave it a 4 or a 4.5.
And that's for Westerns. I'm very stereotypical, I think, in my age with this. The Westerns either have to be legendary, incredible works of art, or they have to be absurd pieces of shit for me to love them. Anything that's a middling, very down the middle of the road, I'm very turned off by it.
So do you like the Sartana movies?
I would say the first one, yes. And I've seen I think I've seen half of the second one, or no, I've seen all of the second one and half of the third one. And the third one was more compelling. I just haven't gone back to finish it for some reason.
And then have you seen like do you like any of the Sabata movies, or do you like the Sergio Leone movies?
Leone has lost me a lot. I think I used to like them a lot more when I was younger, and I think that was probably more nostalgia based on what I was growing up watching them with in my family. The Sabata, it's probably actually the same there. It's probably the first and third are great, and the second is...
Yul Brynner sucks.
Yeah.
He fucking sucks. Let's go on, John. So what's another? I'm trying to think of like if you had to rank your 3 favorite westerns, what would they be?
I mean, and this is where you lose it, because unless you're locking it down to a very specific genre or time period, it would probably like include Django and No Country for Old Men.
That's an amazing movie.
And maybe The Proposition, the Australian Western.
Okay. I mean, those are all good movies.
Right. And that's
all great.
That's the right. And the other end of the spectrum, like ones that people think are absolutely shitty, like you're going to laugh because you've probably never seen this, but Tremors 4 is I understand. Give me a second. Tremors 4 is a prequel to... Have you ever seen the first Tremors?
Of course, dude.
Of course. Okay.
I used to know VHS back in the day. I used to love that movie.
I love all of... I've watched Tremors 7 this week, and I had no idea this was going to come up. Yes.
Is it good?
No. So, Tremors 4 is a Western prequel from the 1800s in Perfection, Nevada.
This sounds awesome.
That shows where the Tremors came from. Now, what sucks about this is if you look past the actors to the set at all, the set is trash. It is held together with like rubber bands and the $8 budget check that this movie had. And it is not good to look at, but it is so much damn fun because like there's this horror sequence down in a mine, and there's minecart exposition that they have, and it is so dang fun to watch.
So where do the Tremors come from?
They are Precambrian creatures, is what they are actually called, but it's not like a radioactive thing or anything like that. It is just, this is the first time that humans discovered them, and it gives the backstory of Burt Gummer and the fact that his ancestors actually had seen them the century prior.
Huh. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's better than radioactive.
It's a very trashy, not good Western. But because of that, it's got this massive charm that is so much fun.
I mean, most of the Westerns I have, like, I mean, just sitting right next to me right here, these are absolute fucking trash. But I love them. Like Tequila Joe and A Hole Between the Eyes. Just two trashy Westerns. But that's what I love about the genre is that I would even say Django the Bastard is a little trashy. But
it is.
But I think Westerns have, for me, there are like, it's the same with samurai movies because they're very similar. You have the ones that are absolute classics, like a Seven Samurai or a Ron or a Harakiri. Then you have the middle of the road ones, which are like the ones I like the most, but they're a little bit on the trashy side, like a Lone Wolf and Cub. And then you got the bottom of the barrel, like Demon Spies. And for Westerns, I like the whole spectrum. I like everything from a Django to I don't want to say 3 Ton of Yuma because that movie actually sucks ass.
The first one really does. And that's what I'm getting at is not necessarily, not in terms of how they're made necessarily, although the Tremors example did lead to that. But I'm talking about like, you got the top tier, which is the pedigree ones, your Leones, your Django, stuff like that. But then the middle tier is where I have the problem, and that's like the 912 John Wayne movies. And
yeah, brother. John
all
Wayne.
of those, I can't stand to sit through exact same.
Who shot Liberty Vance or whatever?
Valance, yeah. All of those same tropes, like fighting each other in all these movies for, we're the first one to make this mine blow up, and this, I can't sit through those movies and be entertained to the point where I want to watch it. I'd much rather watch Tremors 4 than fight Mexican big bad for the 8th time.
I'd rather watch Tremors 4 than 310 to Yuma or Stagecoach or any of that garbage ever again.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Good, the Bad, and the Weird? No, I have not. What's going on, Eric? How are you, buddy? I
actually have seen The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Is it good?
And that is one that I love. That movie is so much fun.
But I'm just glad that Deadlock exists. Like, I'm glad that we have this release because it's a very unique movie. Nothing that I've seen has felt like this. And that the closest, like I said, is probably El Topo, but that still doesn't even like truly come close to what this movie is like.
And I did rate it a 3, but for me, for a Western, that's pretty good, to be honest.
It's like me rating a horror movie a 3.
Exactly.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I found it to be really intriguing. I think there's a charm to it, and it makes me wonder what else is out there that we just absolutely don't fucking know about. We just have zero clue. Let's go on, Dustin. How are you, buddy? And hopefully Subculture is a label that's genre focused.
They're actually not genre focused. Did you look up what Subculture is for?
No.
They are only going to be delivering German cinema, which is actually really neat because I think that is a segment that is completely underserved.
Yeah. Oh, John says his Vengeance Trail box set's coming. That's a good box set.
Nice. I still don't have mine.
Why don't you have yours?
Because I pre-ordered it with other stuff that got delayed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck. That sucks. From Diabolic?
They get, like, I basically just sign over my check to Diabolic.
Yeah, me too. Speaking of Westerns, Eureka teased The Great Silence today, which, depending on what's in that release, I might double dip because I have the Film Movement one.
Right.
There is a problem with that transfer, and I don't know if it's just the film elements, but there is like some like mesh looking stuff over some of the film scenes. So hopefully Eureka's transfer is a little better. But man, I didn't think they were going to announce anything because they announced November's box set, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just a one thing.
They did make it sound like it was just a portion, though, when they announced it. And I think it was just because it's such a big deal that they want to make sure people are budgeting if they're wanting it.
Orbit DVD is getting better than Diabolic. I'm going to have to agree with that a little bit.
I would not argue that one bit if they took pre-orders. That is the only thing stopping me from going to Orbit for everything.
I check every day to see what imports they have in.
Same.
And they're at that point where, like, you can let stuff sit for a little bit and it's not going to sell out because they still don't really know about it yet. But man, it just seems like overnight Orbit's just been talked about a lot lately. They've been around for a long time. So Orbit rocks. Diabolic's great too. But the problem I have is, like, I really want to collect the 88 stuff, but 88 still doesn't have pre-orders for Disciples Up or any of, like, or Tough Ones. It's on Amazon, but it's not on any of the sites.
Or Robotrix or Riccio.
Yeah, that comes out in less than a month.
Yeah.
And they still don't have pre-orders up, which is awesome. That's really cool. Great way. Just when we were talking about how they need to announce stuff, they did do that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Now it's like, guys, get your fucking pre-orders and shit together. I had a bad issue with Diabolic recently and left a bad taste due to their customer service. Whoa.
That's pretty rare, I gotta be honest.
That is very rare, John. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I want to know what happened.
And I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but I've literally had, if I had to guess, probably like 70 orders to Diabolic historically, and I've never had a single thing that they've done wrong.
For Westerns, what do you think of Silverado with a very young Kevin Costner? I don't think America started doing good Westerns until mid 80s. I think Tombstone's the first good American Western.
I don't remember if I've seen Silverado.
And I'm just being ridiculous when I say that. I'm not being serious, but I don't go back and watch any John Wayne movies. I'm not like, man, I'm in the mood for some fucking John Wayne, but I'll watch Tombstone every day of the week.
Tombstone's great. Young Guns is fantastic.
Young Guns is good. Unforgiven, I'll watch that any day of the week. It just seems like I don't know. Hollywood seems very sterilized, especially when it comes to westerns. From like the very conception, up until about, I would say, The Wild Bunch is when things started to change, and that movie pissed off John Wayne. Actually, did you know that?
I heard that. I don't remember the story.
He was because it's about a bunch of pieces of shit. Like there's no good guys in that movie. That movie is just and he was like, this is terrible. This is disrespectful to what the Western tale is. And, you know, it's all about heroes. And it's just, and then Kevin Costner he's not a good, I don't think Kevin Costner is a good actor, but I like him. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, of course, but I do think that he has been a good actor in lots of movies, just not all of them.
He's good in Yellowstone. That's a good Western.
I haven't seen Yellowstone yet, but like Field of Dreams, you can't cop anything against that movie. He's that.
More like Field of
Boy. Genre movie that I love him in that not a lot of people talk about is Mr. Brooks. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No.
So, early 2000s, complete psychotic comedian Dane Cook is in a movie with Kevin Costner where he discovers that Kevin Costner is a serial killer and Dane Cook wants to be his protege. So he follows him around to learn from him. And it's
pre or post surgery, face surgery for Dane Cook.
I believe no. If it's lately, then it's definitely pre because
you got some bad.
It's from more than 10 years ago. It's from like 2005 or 6.
But it's a good movie.
Oh, it's fantastic. Really well acted, genuinely thrilling. I'm reading what John posted here. I had USPS misplace a package, and while it isn't Diabolic's fault, I asked what could I, not them, to do better or what to do next, and he said, I'm sick of these emails and offered no help. Yikes. Not necessarily to defend Jesse, but the stuff that labels and retailers have gone through over the last year and a half is ridiculous. Like Jared from Mondo Macabro, I don't think you've talked about that label at all before, but he has shared with me that he's literally gotten death threats. And the amount, and John, I'm not saying this about you at all. Obviously, missing your package is a big deal and you deserve to have it. But the entitlement that some of these other people have, it's gotta grate on these owners and the ones running these sites so much that the people that have genuine problems like this, it's gonna eke through sometimes where they're gonna be a little fed up and not give you the best service, which he shouldn't have done that, obviously. But man, the people that are shipping stuff, is that what you said?
Shipping stuff just sucks this last 2 years.
Yeah.
Since COVID, it's been awful. And then my post office, they had like a strike, so we only have like 2 employees. And they're both very old ladies. So when I bring in a big ass like package full of manga or you know movies, they're like, again. I'm like, sorry. But yeah, I mean that like does suck. I mean, we have shipping problems with pizza, man. I mean, sometimes you know, but no.
Amy's joking about Costner's accent in Robin Hood, and I probably shouldn't even comment on it because I grew up on that movie and I freaking love it. It's such a trashy, terrible movie.
My dad loves this movie. I don't know what it is, but it's got Kevin Costner. It's got who's the dude from that 70s show that's married to Mila Kunis? Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
They're like Coast Guards or something.
Oh God!
My dad loves that movie, and it's on like Paramount all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And he just watches it, and he's like, "Look at this movie!" Like he's like, "I love this movie." It's like that movie, Zero Dark 30. My dad loves. Just watches over in Yellowstone. It's like Yellowstone is just reality. No, it's because it's not reality, but it's like the same trashy TV as like reality television is for women, but it's for men. It's just a fucking soap opera. It's like a better Sons of Anarchy. You know what I mean? Alan Rickman.
I agree. Alan Rickman was amazing in that movie.
Is that the one with is that the one by Ridley Scott?
Is it? I think so.
The one with
or no, Ridley Scott is the newer one. That's Bro.
That's a good movie. I kind of like that Robin Hood. I don't know.
I never saw the new one.
Really? Men in Tights is
Men in Tights is amazing too. But I love Mel Brooks. We talked about that already. That was one of the first box sets I talked about on the show.
Mel Brooks is amazing. Is he still alive?
Oh yeah.
You say, oh
he's
yeah.
Got
like 130.
He's like the last survivor of his friend group.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck.
But he eats dinner with the sun like 6 times a week or something like that. Because he used to eat with Carl Reiner all the time, and then he passed. Cool. Yeah, and Mel has, I think he's got a special or a book, something coming out this year even.
Did you hear? Do you know who Mindless Self-Indulgence is?
Yes, of course.
Did you hear the news today or this week?
No.
Jimmy Urine is a pedophile. Which big shock, but the thing is, the girl got molested by him at a James Gunn party, and it was pedophile themed. So James Gunn, this was years ago. So, but man, I really, man, dude, why does everyone gotta be such a shitty person?
Hollywood sucks.
Yeah, it does. And I probably should have seen it coming. The guy's stage name is Jimmy Urine. You know, Mindless, man, that band was my shit back when I was in like 7th grade. That song that's like, wait, how's it go? I love my mom because she fucked my dad. That's a good song.
I never put a lot of time into them, but you could not escape them for like 8 years.
Shut Me Up. Shut Me Up was huge. I can't wait for you to shut me up. That's. We should start a band, Ryan.
Oh God, I do have a guitar.
I don't, but
there we go. We're halfway there.
You can play guitar, and we'll do covers of Hawthorne Heights. And we should grow our hair out and wear black eyeliner.
I gotta get the hair swooped down again.
Dude, I used to have long hair, like down to like here. And I used to, oh man, we should bring back the emo days.
Did you ever listen to emo music all the time?
Oh, me too. Every fucking day. Do you still, did you ever listen to that band Aiden?
A little bit, not a lot. I was never huge into them.
They were a little too dramatic for me, but I had an ex-girlfriend that loved them, and they came on.
Every girl loved them.
Yeah, they did. Every girl loved them. Die Romantic. We should start an emo cast. Every week we just talk about fucking emo music.
By week for releases from like 2003.
What about, oh yeah, have you heard of Ricky himself?
No.
There's a good song. It's called I Know You Like Black Flag. You should check it out. It's good.
All right.
It's a good little emo song. You guys in the chat like emo? Like American football?
Obviously not. Nobody's talking.
Nobody's talking. They're like, all right, guys, talk about movies.
Well, speaking of, you said you didn't have any pickups. I have 2 that I saved that are actually perfect for your channel, and they kind of fit with mine because they're from Shout Factory. But got the new releases from Leica, the new versions of these 2.
Oh, nice!
Brand new. Came with a nice full size poster and everything. It's good. It's not as good as Coraline, but it's pretty good.
When do you think is the right time to show a kid Coraline? I feel like it's too mature for a 3-year-old.
It all depends on the kid.
That's true. My kid today spent her whole day walking up to me and farting on me and then running away. Which is awesome.
That's pretty good.
I would just be sitting there playing games and I hear and I look up and she's like, I'm like, oh God, maybe you're not ready for certain things. Do you have the Lone Wolf and Cub set?
Of course.
You should watch all of them this week.
No.
You should watch them all this week, and it gives me an excuse to watch them all again.
I mean, you don't really need an excuse.
Dude, it's been way too much. I love those movies. I did watch. I have now finished the Lone Wolf and Cub television show. I've now finished all 77 episodes, and man, that last season is really good. Like, the main bad guy. Like, so the third season has this one character I don't like, and I can't stand him. But the main bad guy with the old, like the white hair, the head of the Yakuza clan. The entire last season is just a battle with him. It's just like they're fighting for days on end. It's fantastic. It's got a good ending. I absolutely adore it. And then now there's a TV show from 2002 that they tried to reboot. The Kids Farting on You is one of the joys of parenthood. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, if you guys want to watch more Lone Wolf and Cub, which you should because it's perfect. The television show, all of it is streaming on YouTube. You can find there's a guy, his icon is a crow. I can't think of his name, but it's just like a normal name. It's like his real name. And he's been uploading old Westerns and old samurai shows. And he uploaded the entirety of the Lone Wolf and Cub, the old show, all 77 episodes with English dub or with English subtitles. And
not legally, of course, right?
Not legally. But I started watching them because I have the old DVD sets of the first season, and then I finished them off on YouTube. And man, what an ending! That the TV show is more, it's more tonally aligned with what's in the manga, because the movies went a little too extreme, and Ito is a little different than he is in the manga from the movies. And I didn't doing research on this. The reason why there's only 6 movies, there was going to be more. But they were going to do the TV show, and the guy who was playing Ito in the movie said, I want to do the TV show or I'm never doing this role again. I'm leaving the movies. And they didn't pick him for the TV show. He wanted to be just like his brother, which is Zatoichi. Shintaro Katsu got the shows and the movies, but they chose not to use them. And that's why there's only 6 movies and that story's never finished. Which, man, motherfucker, why couldn't they have just used them? Would have loved it.
So there's 77 episodes. How many seasons do they divide that up into?
3, technically. 3.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah, just 3. The first one is 26.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they're like 45 to an hour each. Like, they're lengthy episodes. And that's with
how did they afford that 3rd season then?
I have no idea. And I mean, you look at Zatoichi, there's 100 episodes.
Right.
Which is just insane. But yeah, I am pretty much I only have one last thing in the Lone Wolf and Cub franchise to watch, and then I've seen it all. So and that's the 2002 TV series, which I didn't even know. I'm gonna finally get to the Lone Wolf and Cub manga very soon. The manga is great. The whole story is just the whole story how the movies got made too. Like what's his name? Wakayama. Because in the movies he's very portly. He's an out of shape guy. But he was a black belt in judo. Yeah, me too. It's like me and you going up to a guy and being like, let us be an actor, let us be a Marvel superhero. Trust us. But he went up to Kazuo Koike's house and was like, I want to do the role. And just started doing backflips in his yard. And he was like, what the fuck? Okay, fine. You have the role. I'm impressed that you can move like this. But yeah, the TV shows, obviously, the budget's not very high. But there's a charm to it. They do switch Lone Wolves a couple. No, they do switch Daigoro a couple times. The actors. But yeah, it's good. I would really recommend it if you guys got 77 episodes in you. You guys want to watch a very Japanese show. But this is what I love about these old shows is that they always have like they introduce characters that are literally there for just an episode, but there's like so much mystique about them. Like the first episode, they're trying to track down this guy who has stolen guns. He has like pistols, and he just rides around his horse and goes into villages and just starts shooting people. And it's up to Ito and his son to kill him. It's just such a fucking awesome first episode for a show.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. People are probably sick of me talking about like that one guy. Probably sick of me talking about Lone Wolf and Cub, but it's my favorite.
Now that you've mentioned him, he's going to report the stream again.
He hasn't. Oh my god, dude! I can't. Whatever.
Ever since you had, go ahead.
He called me was a fat retard. I need to quit talking about certain things. I'm like, oh, damn, okay.
Ever since that happened with you, every time I post a video, I get one dislike. I don't know. I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's the other guy that I blocked because he kept asking me to show off my Arrow collection, and I said I'm never going to do it because of spite.
You should do it.
I should. Today
is Takashi Miike's birthday.
Let's celebrate by counting to 184 for all of his movies.
We should celebrate by watching one of his films for next week. You pick.
Terraform Mars.
Oh, God damn. Oh, God. The worst movie.
Oh, man.
It's Eric.
It's Eric's birthday, too.
Happy birthday, Eric! Woo! How old are you? I'm going to guess Eric's age. 35.
I was only going to say 30.
Nah, he seems too well put together. He seems like he has his shit together in life to be...
He just seems like an early developer.
Nah, he seems like he knows. He seems like his life is in order, while my life is in chaos.
42. Holy shit!
You look great, Eric. Holy shit!
Congratulations.
What's the secret?
Asian movies.
Do you have?
Well, obviously not.
Kids? I'm gonna bet he doesn't have kids, and that's the secret. I'm gonna guess no kids, and he's just living his life. Because kids really ruin everything. That's
a good point. Like half of his movies are, with his kitchen as a background. You can never record.
It is.
There you go. No kids. You can never record with your kitchen freely clean in the background if you had kids.
That's true. Eric, keep it that way, man. As much as I love my daughter, and I'm sure you love your kids as well, but man,
right.
I would have so much fucking free time and so much more money.
Oh, yeah.
If I didn't have children.
That's very true.
Or a wife. Eric, are you married?
I laughed because I went and posted I don't know if you watched it yet. I posted a video on my channel that has both of my kids in it talking about introducing them to movies. And almost immediately it got one dislike.
I'm going to watch it. That sounds adorable.
It was. And they're ridiculously silly in it. So funny.
Single.
My man.
That way, brother. Hell yeah. You're a kid. How old are you, Dave? What the fuck? We got a bunch of boomers in this chat.
Don't say that; they'll all leave.
No, boomers is a good thing, guys. It's a good... Wait, how old's Jason? Jason's in here. Jason's got a whole ass adult child.
Yeah.
Multiple whole ass adult children. He's got 3 adult children. It always blows my mind when you get friendly with people and you see you're 63. Dave. You're a boomer, but you're a cool boomer. Hell yeah, brother. Damn. Our demographic is all over the place. I think we have more people watching that are much older than us than I can't believe Eric's 42. He looks amazing.
I would not be surprised if you were the baby here.
I'm 29. Yeah. I look worse than Eric.
But yeah, definitely.
I look like shit, dude. Oh my God. Look at this I look like I'm joining the Taliban with this beard, man. I need to do something with it. Look awful. Eric looks nice. Man.
You know what they say? It is what it ices.
What?
I tried to make a pun joke. It didn't work.
Like ISIS? Is that what you were trying to say? Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, I look like shit. I need a haircut. I need to do something. Oh, my mustache is going over my lips. And my daughter won't kiss me because she's like, you got a cover on. You got a cover on your lips. So I have to go like this to kiss my kid. But I'm just going to let it grow, man. Now that we don't have a dining room open, just fuck it. Just let it grow. Might as well.
Now that and you're discovering catheters.
Dude. No, that was awful.
I didn't want to share because it's not very your channel appropriate, but some of the movies I watched for some of these other labels are more on the extreme side. And I watched an older Ryan Nicholson film. Have you heard of him?
Never heard of him.
Filmmaker that did Gutterballs. He just died a couple years ago. I watched one of his older movies that Unearthed Films just put out this year. There is a scene where this guy drugs somebody and penetrates their colostomy port on their body.
That's awesome.
It was disgusting.
One time I saw a real porn where a guy fucks a girl's stoma. I thought that was a little extreme.
Is that the lady from the old commercial where she, "Hi, I'm Barbara."
You don't always die from tobacco. So my mom smokes, and I'm trying to get her to quit. I'm like, Mom, just fucking quit. But when I talk to her, sometimes I just to piss her off, I'll go, "What was that you said?" I just start talking like that. Like, shut up! I don't sound like that. I'm like, you will soon. You will soon. So Dave, you're 63. My dad turned 60 on the 29th of this month, which is just I'm having what's that word where like
flesh wound sex.
What? I've seen flesh wound sex. I like how you put that in parentheses, like there's no other way around it. Like
it's a thing.
Flesh wound sex. What is flesh wound sex? What? Okay, what movie? I want. Man.
That's probably not even that uncommon in the realm of cinema.
That's true. It's probably just a fucking Takashi Miike movie. It's probably
that would not be surprising at all.
It's probably something I have on my shelf. It's like, oh yeah, it was just Dead or Alive, where the girl's getting what was she? She was getting an enema, and she's just bathing in her own shit for that one scene. My lord. No, but my dad's turning 60, and I'm feeling it's too low grade Japanese horror films. Give us the name so I can watch them. I'm always down for flesh wound sex movies. I'll make the wife watch it with me, and she'll be like,
Men Behind the Sun Part 2, probably.
Oh Jesus, Ebola. But my dad's turning 60. I'm having like a existential crisis about it because my dad's, he's 60.
Right.
He's been making pizzas for 30 years, half his life. It's just, and we got him a shirt, a really fucking expensive shirt, but we got him a shirt. I just don't know what else to get him. He's one of those guys that like his hobbies are just like work and his family. Like that's, you know what I mean? So it's like, what do I get? Like I bought him a record player last year and a bunch of like records like Bob Seger. I got him the Eagles, and he never plays them. Psycho. I'm gonna write these down. Psycho. I'm gonna actually take a picture.
I love that he has these titles just on the ready.
Yeah, dude, he's the Asian movie enthusiast, not the Asian movie semi excited.
Asian movie, forget about her.
Psycho, the snuff reels. What's up with Asians and fake snuff movies? Oh, Jesus. It's also called Tumbling Doll of Flesh.
Oh, I've got that one.
Are you fucking serious?
Deadly serious. Yeah, Massacre Video put it out.
Oh, Jesus. 1998 Japanese pornographic splatter film. The film is noted for extreme content and is widely regarded as one of the most offensive and disgusting films to ever be produced. Hell yeah. Oh my God. Yep, that's the cover. Dude. You want to watch that this week?
Let's see, how long is it? 70 minutes? I can probably do that.
That's not bad. I mean, any more than I don't know if I could take it. The film is regarded as being as savage and brutal as they come, and further deemed enough to make even the most hardcore horror / splasher fanatics go nauseous. Oh man. Hey Flip, how come The Last Samurai didn't make your samurai movie cut? I don't own it. That's why. I do not own it, D-Flex. I actually really like that movie. I know some people will say it's like whitewashing. But I think Tom Cruise, that's one of his best performances. And I'm taking a picture again of this title, Kinichiku Dai Inaki, Let's see what the cover of this looks like. Good Lord. I can only imagine.
I really like that other name, Hanadama Phantom. Or it's probably Hanadama.
What is this?
I forgot we were talking about Japanese.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
That is the best type of movie when that's what you think of.
1997. Huh. In the year 1972, a small group of left-wing students are living at a dingy Tokyo apartment. While the group leader, Ayazawa, awaits to be released from prison, his promiscuous girlfriend, Masami, is left in charge. While waiting for Ayazawa's release, Masami uses her overt sexuality and engages in promiscuity with the fellow students. As the days pass by, things take a tragic turn. Within a few days of his release, the group leaders commit harakiri. After learning of Ayazawa's suicide, the shotgun-toting Masami loses control, and the group quickly falls into self-destruction as sex, distrust, paranoia, and violence overtakes them.
You see this? Matthew B says,
yeah, guys, I don't want the FBI to be like, we know you're in there.
Well, the funny thing is, you wouldn't even have to show the movie. You could literally just stream your response.
Jason's 48. Damn, Jason. You have a whole ass 30-year-old. You have a me. That's crazy. Am I missing out if I don't check out the Zatoichi TV series? Not at all. Not at all. The TV series is literally just 100 mini versions of the movies. I mean, they're all unique stories and they're fun, but you're not missing out. It's not essential.
You want to see the reverse cover of that movie?
Yeah. Dude, is it...
So similar front with the Japanese, but then this side.
What the fuck is that?
I'm covering up the only inappropriate, but it's literally just guts.
Are we watching that? Are we gonna watch?
You don't look ready.
Dude, I'm ready for anything. Psycho the Snuff. Yeah, we're gonna watch it. I'm gonna find it on streaming somewhere. Oh, it's on archive.org. Yeah, it's on by the Office of Film and Literature Classification. What the fuck? Oh, it's because it was banned in New Zealand, so there's like a whole document about this.
Nice.
Oh, what the fuck? It's got 2,500 views. Tumbling Doll of Theft by fedupmovies.com. Awesome. I'm excited to watch this. And there's a bunch of ads for War of Warships right below it. So watch Naked Blood. What? Naked Blood?
That newest comment.
Nothing says watch party quite like Japanese snuff films. You know what? I was really I used to think showing the employees Itchy and Ricky O was like fun to do. Next time we get some cool employees, I'm like, guys, you guys want to watch a good movie? And we're gonna watch Naked Blood.
Flesh.
That's a good name, Tumbling Doll of Flesh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think after watching Serbian film, that one scene, nothing's gonna really faze me anymore. Or the Tokyo Mafia Yakuza movies. I'm actually getting ready to do a guide to Yakuza films. I think those movies are actually pretty bad, but I have them all. Those movies are they are. There's actually one of them. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. That's actually really good, but the rest are trash. Naked Blood. All right, I'm gonna look up Naked Blood real quick. So who put out these fucking movies, Ryan?
The one I have is from Massacre Video.
Massacre Video?
Yep, and they've got a bunch of them. Like they've just to read off some of their titles here.
Oh Jesus, dude! The first thing that pops up is a girl popping her eyeball out with a knife, and she's stabbing it with a fork, and it's in her eye socket still.
Which movie is that?
Naked Blood. Oh, she's chopping her nipple off too.
So Massacre Video has put out like Evil in the Woods, Fetus, Phantom Killer, Junk Films, Mondo Magic, Mutilation, Night Terror, Venus Flytrap, Snuff 102, Sex Android, Wasteland, My Red Guts, and then they've got their Blu-ray line going, which they've already announced that they're putting out the Men Behind the Sun trilogy. And
oh, they are?
They are. And last they showed the Men Behind the Sun cover, they had the UHD logo on it. So Men Behind the Sun becoming 4K from them.
That's insane. Is that going to be this year?
They teased it last year, and there's still no release date announced. So, what's going on, Flex? Week is pretty decent.
I feel like checking out some of the movies that they're playing the Yakuza games. The Yakuza movie by Miike is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I didn't realize how many Yakuza movies were in my collection until I was getting ready to do the video, and I was like, fuck. It's over 20 movies. Easily. I mean, just too much. How's your week starting? Oh, fuck. That's right. Tomorrow's work. We have no employees this week, so this week's gonna be hell.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so fucking tired. Yakuza Apocalypse.
I've had a rough week too. I've got one employee. I'm a supervisor. I've got one employee that is my worst employee probably, and somehow she found a new job with the federal government still, and so we were like, yeah, she gets to leave, and then everybody else is pretty good on my team. She was her last day was supposed to be this Friday. She caught COVID this week, so she had to delay it.
It's called Yakuza Like a Dragon. Ryan, hook me up with a job with the federal government so I don't have to make pizzas anymore.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah, but I don't want to fucking be standing on my feet for 16 hours a day. I'd rather be sitting.
That's a good point.
And watching movies on the side.
I did have to, well, not make pizza, but I had some pretty strenuous federal positions still.
You have what?
I've had strenuous federal positions. Like my first job with the federal government, I was a inventory specialist and safety inspector in the middle of the desert in California, and we got battle damaged, like Humvees and LAVs and AAVs back because we were the only base on a railhead, and we fixed them and repaired them so that we could send them back out. And that was a lot to inventory. We had like 2.3 million square feet of area to cover. Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's a cool job.
It was all right. It paid for shit for California.
Really?
Yeah. I went from contractor to that. When I was a contractor, I made 28 something. And when I took that position, I made 1331. Yeah.
Any suggestions for a Yakuza movie newbie? Have seen and enjoyed the Outrage movies. Outrage movies are great. Honestly, anything that Arrow has put out by Kenji Fukasaku, I think the greatest thing you can do is just get that reprint of the Battles Without Honor Humanity set. I think those are some of the best movies in the genre. Street Mobster, Cops versus Thugs, Doberman Cop. If you can find it, the Outlaw Gangster VIP box set's good. Pale Flower by Criterion. And then there's a bunch of random ones that I have. They're all like Tokyo Shock and random labels. The Outrage is great. Yakuza Papers. Yeah, that's the Battles That Honor Humanity. What's your favorite Yakuza flick, Ryan?
You know, not to just copy, but it would probably be that first Battles Without Honor movie.
It's so good.
Yeah, it'd probably have to be.
Retaliation, that's a good movie too. That's a little bit of a slow burn. That's a little bit of a weird one. But that's a good movie. Fido is also very good. Isn't that Miike? Pretty sure it's Miike. If you want a newer movie, First Love by Miike is really good. Dead or Alive trilogy is batshit insane. That movie, I love the first one. It's so fucking cool. You just think it's like a normal, like over the top movie, and at the very end, just pulls a power out of his chest. like Kami Kami Yaz. That movie's so good.
I still need to show my wife that one.
Yeah, you should just show her. Yeah, Tokyo Tribe is fun too. There's a lot of good Yakuza movies. There's a lot of good ones that aren't ever going to be released though.
For sure.
I have a list on my Letterboxd, and one of them is something that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and finally got around to seeing it, and was blown away. I'm like, how has this not been licensed yet? Because it's so violent, so over the top. It's just perfect. It's called A True Story of the Private Ginza Police, directed by Junya Sato, and it's so fucking good. He also did The Gambler's Counterattack, which is also another good movie. Is My Wife is a Gangster 3 any good? I've never even heard of that. Have you heard of that?
No, that sounds like something you find on XTube.
Hey, have you seen You Were Never Really Here?
Was that Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I think I overhyped it. It was still good, but it was not like everything I was hoping it was going to be.
Because I saw the trailer and I was like, damn, that looks right up my alley.
He is always solid, so there's nothing to worry about there. But it's, yeah, I expect a little more.
Have you seen Inherent Vice?
I think so on release, but it's one of those ones that I just don't remember a lot about.
I need some crime movie recommendations. Like if you guys have any short staff, please. I work for the UPS. No, John, it's bad.
Oh.
We can't find employees, and we pay above minimum wage, and we have been for a long time. And we're a fucking mom and pop place. Like it's not corporate. You can show up, and we feed you for free. You get a free homemade Italian meal. And if my mom and dad like you, you eat. So like we had this guy named Jin. Well, so we had this family of Filipinos. The oldest brother started working for us named Ryan. He ended up being my best friend and my wingman when I met my wife. And then his entire family has worked for us, like all his brothers and sisters. And Jen, his youngest brother, he is like 6. He's like your height and just so awesome. Just a big dude. So nice. But my mom and dad would feed him like lasagna, Italian beef, Alfredo every night. And the poor guy would, every time he would get a plate of food, you could tell he didn't want to say no. Because in Italian culture, if you say no, it's a huge like you don't like my cooking? Like, oh no, like
right.
They get offended. So he would just power eat as much as he could.
Jeez.
And I think we're fun. We got movies playing all the time. We're it's a restaurant work, so it does kind of suck, but I get it. But we live in a very rich town, so a lot of the kids don't need to work. So,
right.
But yeah, thank God my parents had me because I'm gonna be fucking doing everything, which sucks. What the fuck was that? Did you hear that?
I heard like a little tick, maybe. It's that lady coming after you for the car accident.
Oh, she hasn't said shit to me for man, is it I think it's storming outside. What the fuck? Just out of the blue. It felt like something hit the window.
You were talking about crime movies. Did you ever pick up Blood Simple? I don't remember if you said or not.
I did pick that up. I haven't watched it yet.
You gotta.
But what I was saying is I've been watching movies like Eric pointed out. The Korean movies are great. But I've been watching really New York and Deep Cover. And there's like something about 90s crime movies that are just so fucking good. Especially like the unknown ones, like the ones that like kind of slipped under the radar. Like I've never heard of Deep Cover until they announced it. And then watching it, I was like, fuck. And then I just watched King of New York again this week. And that's probably top 5 favorite films of mine now. Like I love that movie.
You just got something for Larry Fishburne going on.
Larry Fishburne, like, dude, King of New York it's such a crime that we never got him and Wesley Snipes in another movie together. The chemistry that those two had was so fucking good.
It was great.
The Blood of Wolves is on Shudder. The Blood of Wolves. I'm gonna check this out. Blood of Wolves. There's also one on Netflix called The Family. Have you seen the trailer for that?
I think so. It's just
Everyone
recently came out, right?
Yeah, it's like brand new. The Blood of Wolves. Yeah, there it is. And there's a sequel called The Last of the Wolves. Nice. I'm gonna add this to my watch list. Hey, the guy that I watch who. Oh no, the wife is calling me. 1 second, something must be wrong.
There was a question up above from Juan Gomez. It says, what are your guys' thoughts on standard Blu-ray editions? I can't seem to be interested in non-slip 4K and special editions. Are they worth owning, or is it better waiting for a better edition? You got to realize some of these movies, once they get that one good limited edition, they're not going to get another edition. So if you can find like Django, the limited edition sold out now, if you don't want to shell out for the, eBay prices or secondhand, buy that 4K. It's not going to have a hard box and a book or anything, but it is still an incredible movie, and it's so worth that pickup. Flex asked, you guys picking up Love and Basketball Criterion? I definitely will, on sale at some point. Fun movie.
So I said there's wind outside?
Yes.
My wife goes, there's someone on the porch. I was like, no, it's the fucking wind. But The Blood of the Wolves, a guy that I follow on Letterboxd who only does reviews of Yakuza movies pretty much, gave it 5 stars. So,
dang.
Yeah, damn. Love and Basketball Criterion?
No?
I'm anti-love and I'm anti-basketball.
That's because you're short and you.
Well, I love that movie. Death metal guy. I love death metal. Dying Fetus. Damn, Eric, I didn't think you would like that. Those type of movies.
Dude, if you haven't, you got to watch the trailer. It is shocking how much it is going to fit so many people's taste that they are not ready for. It is 20 movies, and it is just, the cinematography is great. The span of years, the span of countries that they're from, it's amazing.
And Master Chaos did a thing of it?
Yeah, he did a full stream.
Damn. I might pick it up.
I would not be surprised if this sells more than like anyone else is expecting. And it's only limited to 4,000 copies.
4,000?
Yeah.
Huh. It looks like something Criterion would release.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying all of them are highly rated. This is not like a trash box. This is not Andy Milligan.
How dare you put some respect on Andy Milligan's name, man?
Sorry, this is not Al Adamson.
Hey. I like that the best thing that Al Adamson has done is get murdered and get a documentary made about him.
And the documentary is great. It's so much fun.
Great. That's the best thing that Al Adamson has ever done, is get himself killed. Which, I don't know if that's distasteful, but so what are we gonna watch next week? You should pick the movie, because I've picked two. Are we really gonna watch it? Do you really want to? No, you don't want to. Why do you own it then?
I will watch it at some point, but the fact that I just watched extreme horror with my wife this last week, I need to give her a couple weeks off. And she literally watches pretty much everything with me. I mean, this last week, just in my letterbox for this last week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since we last streamed, I've watched 7 movies, and she's watched all 7 with me. And actually, I just realized I missed logging one that I have to relog for this weekend. So actually 8.
What'd you watch that you forgot to relog?
Willy Wonka, the new 4K release.
Does it look good?
It looks really good, but I honestly expected it to pop a little more.
I really love that movie.
It's a great movie, and it really affected my 6-year-old. He loved it.
Really?
My wife does one of those stupid this is his first day of school thing for tomorrow, and he said his favorite movie is Willy Wonka. And obviously it's recency bias, but yeah, he must have really enjoyed it because he doesn't just say that willy-nilly.
That's awesome. Willy-nilly. Hey. That's such a good movie. I don't own a copy of it, so I might just get the 4K.
It looks really good, and it's been really cheap, only like $16-17.
That's not bad. Have you seen the 10 Commandments in 4K?
Not yet.
I've been wanting to get that, but I haven't seen any reviews on it. So my massive 7
I'm sure it looks great.
Order will be here Thursday.
Nice.
It's turning into the Severn fan cast. And I don't even like Severn. Oh my God, my wife is calling me once again. Someone must be in the house.
No, really, somebody's on the porch. John, I can't wait. I would love to. I'm sure you're gonna post a picture, but yeah, that mid-year sale was, man, it has genuinely been Severn's best year in my opinion by a long shot. I hope that there is a lot more to come. I'm kind of shocked. October's only 2 releases.
I am gonna have to go here in a minute. We're under a tornado watch, apparently. So
tornado watch isn't the big deal. It's not until it changes to warning.
Oh, well, my wife is like, get in here. What happens if I need you? I'm like, what am I going to do? Punch the tornado for you? I mean, movies that don't have any real special editions, like, for example, Good Burger, Willy's Wonderland. Is it worth owning standard?
Oh, yeah. There's some of those, like, Good Burger is never going to get another release. Good Burger went years without getting even that Blu-ray release. So, yeah, there's probably not ever going to be anything better. And Willy's Wonderland, it is a modern movie that was not filmed it wasn't filmed on film, so it's not going to even look incredible if it ever does get a 4K release because it was probably a 2K DI. So it's not going to be that big of a step up.
I have a movie. I forgot what it was, and I don't think I logged it, but because I don't think I finished it. But I put it in my player, and it just went right into the movie. No menu. I think it was a
4K director's cut of Midsummer did that. The one that A24 released themselves.
Yeah, that's right. That one did that. Lou Ferringo Hercules can throw a tornado. Did I ever tell you I met Lou Ferringo without knowing he's deaf?
Yeah, you did.
So I just met him, and he's just like, "Hello, how are you?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" Shit.
He's making fun of you.
He's a big dude. But
really
anyone's
is.
big to me though. So like a 5'10" person's giant.
I think I'm actually taller than Lou Ferrigno by a couple inches.
Good for you, Ryan. That's nice.
I'll get you a step stool. Don't worry.
Ryan, you and me should hit the gym together and just get super fucking strong. But keep our dad bods. Welcome to the Swole Cast. And just only like review movies that like that have Stallone in them. It's like Commando.
That podcast I brought up last week, Screen Drafts, that we talked about, they just released a 6.5-hour podcast that was they're calling it the Planet Hollywood Draft. So they're going over Stallone and Bruce Willis and Schwarzenegger movies all up against each other and rating them.
What the fuck?
For 6.5 hours.
Is it good?
I haven't started even on it yet.
Text me on Messenger the name of that podcast because I'm gonna listen to that tomorrow while I'm washing dishes all night.
It is by far my favorite podcast.
I really like the Projection Booth. Have you heard of that podcast?
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just missing a podcast where like people aren't like because sometimes they get some pretentious guests on there. My favorite was Blade Licking Thieves, but they've had real life stuff happen, so they don't really record anymore, which sucks.
Yeah.
Flip, you gotta pick up that expensive Gundam Seed Destiny release? No, I'm not. No more anime.
You're the Gundam guy.
But I say that, but I probably will. But you want to go wrap it up? So wait, before we go, you got to pick the movie. You got to pick the movie, Ryan.
Damn it. I think I genuinely want to force you to watch a horror movie.
I'm down. You name it, I'll find a copy.
Let's see here. From Cinema Classics, I'm sure he. Well, no, never mind. They won't have that. Damn. Give me like a genre at least.
Anything. Arrow Video.
That's a hell of a genre.
You want to watch Tale of Two Sisters? That's a horror movie.
I don't have that in yet. Let's see. I saw you watched. I think you were saying you were watching this one today, right?
Yeah, you want to watch that?
No, you just watched it.
Do you have the slipcover to that?
Yep.
Damn.
Let's see. You know what? Let's watch Videodrome.
Okay.
Have you seen it before?
I love Videodrome, man.
Okay. It's been a while, and my wife has never seen it, and it's been on my to-watch soon list for a while.
I almost thought about getting Long Live the New Flesh like tattooed on my body somewhere.
Nice.
But let's go to wrap it up. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Probably we'll be talking about Eureka announcements. Will we talk about Arrow announcements?
24. Yeah, probably. That'll probably be this Friday. God damn it. I'm so broke.
Me too. Wait, yeah, fuck. It is this Friday. Yes.
They're going to post their teaser image tomorrow, and then we'll find out on Friday.
I hope it's something good, because the last couple months have been very lackluster for me. Actually, no, I take that back. I hope it sucks. I hope it's terrible. I need to save money. I hope Eureka and Arrow just have a worse November, December. Is it going to be November for Arrow?
Yes.
Criterion's the one that does it, 3 months in advance? Because theirs was December.
They've already done November. They did not do December. 3 months is November.
I thought Once Upon a Time in China was December.
No, that's November.
Huh. All right, well, we'll see you guys next week. We love you all. Peace out.
Have a good one.